Hello, I'm the 8-Bit Tie Guy, and
This is Roberto Espinosa.
and today is the first vlog for
Steven Universe. Alright, I just started watching the show in January, thanks to a friend of mine. I actually saw this in September, but because I had no absolute knowledge of this show other than just the character and the fact that Rebecca Sugar, who was the head writer of Adventure Time, created the show, and that's all I knew. So I kind of went into this blind, and then somebody convinced me to keep going, so I did, and now I'm a fan.
Yep, and he told me to give it a try. I've seen a couple of out of order episodes out of sheer boredom and thought, hey, this might be interesting to try. And yeah,
We're doing these.
we're doing these to go one by one for each episode. Now, the first one was called
Gem Glow. Gem
Gem
Glow is the
Glow.
episode. So yeah, this is again the very first one I ever saw. Sorry if I'm like stumbling over you.
Yeah.
So let's see. The episode starts with Steven at the Big Donut. He's sad.
The main character.
Steven's main. Well, it's called Steven Universe, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's at the Big Donut and he's upset because they ran out of his favorite treat called Cookie Cat, which is like this ice cream sandwich with like a chocolate.
It's an ice cream sandwich shaped like a cat.
Like a cat. And it's got like this chocolate cookie part.
It's like a ice cream sandwich like strawberry and vanilla maybe. But
banana, vanilla, it's debatable. Somebody told me it's banana, but we think it's vanilla.
At least
Sorry,
I
Amy.
think that way. But anyway, it starts with him freaking out about them running out of it, and the store clerk that...
We're introduced to Lars and Sadie. We're going to get to know them a little more as the episodes progress.
Apparently. But yeah, the clerk, Sadie, says that he can take the freezer with him because he's so upset about the loss of his favorite treat, and that's a hell of a deal for a free freezer. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
It's a cool freezer. I would take that too.
Yep.
So he takes the freezer back to his home, which is a temple.
Yeah, it's a temple with a
beach house
built into it.
Now the temple comes
But we'll get more into the temple
I know. We'll get into,
later,
I know. I just
right?
wanted to the design of the temple because
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what it is, but the design is basically like it looks like a Hindu
It's
goddess,
pretty much
sort of.
Yeah,
It's got
it kind of looks like a Hindu goddess or a goddess shrine of some kind.
It's got 8 arms, 4 on here and 4 on the other side. It's got like two heads. One looks like a mask, and the other one looks like the regular face.
Yep. And it's the home of these
The crystal gems.
Yep, who are, as far as I know, these 3 powerful magic beings, all female, all having their own personality and characteristics.
You got,
like when Steven gets home, his house is being attacked by these
Centipedals.
centipede things
Centipedals. That's what they're called.
Yeah, they never said that, so I'm just going.
No, they say no. You got the fan on, so you can. Pearl says, "Sorry, Steven, we'll get these centipedals out of your room."
Yeah, and pretty much they're these centipede things with eyeballs in their mouths that spit acid. Just gonna let that sink in for a bit.
Honestly, I just bought into it, so I'm just like, okay, they spit acid.
But
Cool.
it does help introduce us to the characters. There's Pearl, the calm, elegant one who's somewhat leader-ish, and her weapon is
a spear.
A spear
Her
that
gem
she sometimes uses like a sword.
Yeah, her gem's located on her forehead, so that's how she's able
Yep.
to summon it.
And like her name indicates, it's a pearl.
Yeah, she's very elegant, very ballet-like. She's got a tutu on, and she has kind of a bit of a corset there going. So and
she
wears
looks like she's
ballet.
elegant and graceful like a ballerina, and that shows later when she explains the whole concept of weapons and
so on.
Almost anything later on. The next one is
Amethyst,
who's
very
more
spunky.
of a rock star, spunky, sassy one.
She's the wild child of the group.
Yeah, she's the fun one. I won't say she's the comedic relief because that kind of goes with the star character, but she is a fun character, and oddly enough, the first one we see before the others, which was interesting. And last but not least,
Garnet. Garnet's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
she's
Garnet.
the strong, silent type, and
she is the 70s blaxploitation lookalike with the giant afro with the visors and the...
Her afro is a square, and she's the big, strong, silent type who would say a few things here and there. Her weapon are giant gauntlets, and it's funny just when she takes one of these centipedals and
oh no, yeah, she like
pops
rips one in half. Pearl like breaks one of their necks.
Which is a bit brutal, but it works. And Amethyst's weapon, we forgot to get into, is a
whip.
A whip, but a magic whip, so it can cut things right in half, which is pretty awesome. And it has like gem-like thorns along it or something. At least that's what I saw.
So they're basically just getting the centipedals out of the room, out of the house, basically.
They're not sure where they're coming from. They're pretty sure that a mother centipedal, like the one that's spawning these little things, is somewhere, and that one will come in later.
Yeah, the centipedals come... We'll talk more about the centipedal later.
Stephen finds out that
he goes
that the gems, i.e. his housemates and legal guardians, that I would kind of say...
Yeah, we don't see his dad later.
Have kind of, according to Amethyst, they just went to the store and stole all the cookie cats.
They stole a bunch of cookie cats, which Pearl went back and paid for.
Because she's the good one, Amethyst is the wild one, and
I don't even know where they get their currency from, so that's never explained.
Garnet is like, it was my idea. It was all of ours. Yeah, no. Yeah, she's the one who's gonna tell it as it is. I'm guessing.
So yeah, Steven's so excited that he has to sing his favorite jingle, which is the weirdest jingle for any type of food ever.
Because for some cartoons, you hear like some little cute jingle that sounds like something out of...
This cat was a refugee from an interstellar war and had to leave his family behind.
Yeah, that part is normally skipped upon in those little jingles, but... Jesus Christ! Why? Okay, that is a crazy jingle for something like that. But
I should have fell for the show right
we
after
did
that jingle,
but we did get to see what those cookie cat things look like, and hell, I would try one. I would gladly try one. If I knew how to make ice cream sandwiches, I'd make them and sell them just for the heck of it. Well, not sell them. I'd just give them away.
I can keep going. So yeah, he tries the. So he's eating the gem for the first.
He makes one and he does his little jingle. He takes a bite and. He's happily enjoying it, you can see by his expression, but then his gem, which is located
in his belly button,
starts to glow, and everyone is surprised and excited that his magic is finally starting to bloom.
But he doesn't know how to summon it, and...
Yeah, he is not completely magic-based, so he has no idea.
He's a hybrid. He's half human,
half human. And,
so he's upset because he can't get his weapon out.
When he's trying so hard, it goes it just
he's not really trying. He just doesn't know how. He's kind of lost.
Yep. Yeah, but you can tell he's probably trying. Come on, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah. And it just fades, and
so they all take turn. He wants to know how just to summon a weapon. He doesn't want to know about the gem. He just wants to know how to summon the weapon.
And they go one, and each of them takes turns. Each of the gems teaches him how do you summon the weapon. Pearl expresses it. Bleh, I can't talk today.
I'll go. It's fine.
Okay,
she
you
tries.
do the first one.
Okay, she tries to explain. She doesn't really explain how to summon it. She mostly explains what she goes through when doing so and how she sees it as such. She goes through petals and how they all have their own timing.
Because there just happens to be a cherry tree there.
I'll get to that. But it's mostly because of her, I guess it's just from her ballet roots. It's just how she sees it. And yeah, because she's been doing it for a long time, she's kind of accustomed to how to do it. She doesn't even have to think about it; she can just do it. Whereas Steven is it's his first time doing something like this. So
she thinks of it as a bit of a ballet routine, but then we get into Amethyst, who's like, "Ha! Screw that! I can just summon it." And she cuts a dumpster right in half.
Which is not her first time doing that either.
Yeah, I bet,
Garnet, however, sees a more mythological way of summoning it.
She sees a crazy thing like, feel the energy of the universe, every molecule through space and time, and the continuum, and bing, weapons show up, and Steven's like...
Steven's 12, so he doesn't understand the methods of time and space, and he's not Stephen Hawking, he's Steven Universe.
Good relation.
So basically, he tries to recreate the moment when his gem happened, but the fact is he's forcing it, and it's nothing's really happening
until he just relaxes and he eats the cookie cat again, and this time he just lets his emotion go through. He just ignores that his belly gem is glowing, and suddenly
he gets a gem. He gets a shield.
It's not exactly, well, given Steven Rogers, it can be used as a weapon, but his tool is a shield, which everyone is surprised with, and he finally sees his future weapon, and he's like, this is awesome, and...
Try not to go into every single detail, just the key moments, so... I'm just saying.
Yeah, sorry.
It's alright.
It's an interesting...
because of this, rather than going through what he's experiencing while eating the cookie cat, he assumes that the cookie cat itself is summoning the weapon.
Eating ice cream equals weapon. Brilliant!
So then at the same time, the centipedal mother comes back, and we get into our little climax.
And he takes the freezer with him, and...
He's
like, oh! Come on!
Yeah,
come on!
Yeah, so obviously the ice cream does not help the weapon, and he can't help the gems. However, the acid from the centipedal destroys the freezer. So he's upset. He uses that as a weapon.
Yep, he just swings the freezer and chucks it at the...
Oh, but he gets his little revenge by singing the song, too. He left his family behind.
Yep. Cool. And it just electrocutes the centipedal monster, and it's...
And they help them destroy it.
Yep.
Now, when they destroy
you'd think he would look into using practical things as weapons if he can't exactly summon his own weapon.
We'll get to how he fights creatures later on when the show progresses.
Okay, but I'm just talking as a noob in this whole thing.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah, when they destroy a creature, they
turn into these little spheres.
Well, that's their gem. That is their main gem. So the body disintegrates, disappears, and all you're left with is the gem. And what Garnet does is she picks up the gem and she bubbles it and stores it.
Or as far as we know, it just
disappears.
It's kind of weird that this.
I know. I've seen the show, so I'm not trying to give away key moments.
Yep. It's just weird that this one kind of looked like a Pokeball.
They have different shapes. Sometimes they look the exact same, but they look different colors. I'm not a key expert on gems and minerals, so I'm not exactly sure which one is colored which. I don't know what kind of gem this was, so
yeah.
If you want to correct me, go right ahead.
Yeah. Look into an expert on crystals and gems and whatever.
So yeah, they tell him that he'll eventually. I mean, we have a whole season to go through, so he'll learn how to summon the weapon.
And it's probably going to get a second season, but that's
actually the second season is already underway. That's the thing about Wikipedia is very confusing because the first time
this is just the first one. Let's just call it here.
But here's now that you've seen this, I don't think you've seen this one before. But what did you think the first time you saw this?
Right, this is kind of the second time I've seen this one.
Is it a good introduction?
Or I'd say this is a pretty good introduction. We get to know who these characters are, what kind of people are they. We have the silly but determined lead character. We have the elegant, the punk, the silent but
we have basically our main ideas introduced in here. So we now have an idea.
It introduces things
of what the show's about.
Pretty well, and yep, I look forward to seeing what this show is about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looking more into this, and yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Until then, Cookie Cat.
Okay.
Cookie Cat.
He's a pet for your tummy?
Cookie Cat. He's super duper yummy. Cookie Cat. You left his family behind. Cookie Cat. Now available at Urgents on Route 109.